All right, we are with one of our guests this week, somebody I get to see each and every year here at the World Series of Poker, but also at tax time. Ray Kondler, because you've been doing my taxes for more than a decade now, ever since I won my bracelet.
We're getting old.
No, we aren't. And you also play during the World Series, at least a few events.
I get a few cards. I don't play much, but I get cards.
Awesome.
It's always great to play.
It's a good time to catch up with you, which PokerNews does almost each and every year. But this year in particular, because of the tax laws change with the big, beautiful bill, we're getting to the middle of 2026. There hasn't been any change. I know when I interviewed Representative Dina Titus, she said if there is going to be a change, it probably would be towards the end of the year. But can you explain to the viewers a little bit about what exactly the tax situation is for poker players and what they should be aware of here?
Yeah, we met with Titus too.
Yeah,
and the big beautiful bill is it's not great for gamblers.
And it's not just poker players, all gamblers.
It's not even just poker players. It's sports bettors. It's any type. It's the old lady playing the slot machines. It affects every gambler. And we met with her, and she basically said, "Yeah, I agree with you. It makes 0 sense." But her argument with her was, "Hey, with us was it's in the bill. We can get it out, but there's so much revenue that they were coming in from the bill." They'd have to replace it to get it out. And she said, we're going to try. But as of today, no change.
Do you think if there isn't a change by the end of the year, come tax time, in 2027 for 2026, it might be a rude awakening for a lot of
It's a rude awakening. It's a rude awakening now.
Yeah.
I mean, our phone rings off the hook because it affects everybody. We could see some of the numbers so far, been a little low so far. I was down in the Seminole early in the year. And there's big time players that didn't play in the main big events, and they played in the smaller events because if they win, they're going to have a problem with taxes.
Yeah, I mean, I think Eric Seidel's probably been one of the most vocal about saying, "Oh, I'm going to play less, or I'm not going to play high rollers."
He was playing a $400 buy-in.
Yeah,
I mean, versus the bigger ones. Then I can understand why.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of people in the Bahamas too, who we were, that was the end of the year, 2026 coming up. Everyone was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll change my strategy, maybe I won't play as much. And at first, I feel like the first half of the year, it didn't feel like it kind of affected anyone mentally.
Because everybody kind of thought, hey, we'll just change it.
Yeah, something's going to change. It
doesn't make any sense. They're going to take it out. And IRS just put something down a couple of weeks ago that basically gave more credence to it.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it was, so
I don't understand. So Dina Titus literally said that they need to replace the revenue of it with something else?
Yeah, because it was in the bill. So to get it out, they'd have to replace the revenue, and they can't find anything.
She's not saying that she wants that, the political game.
Well, she even went to the one big meeting, and the one guy said, this actually makes so much sense to take out that we can't take it out, which is crazy.
It's so insane to me.
It affects so many, the person who put it in didn't realize the effect it would have on anything. Not even just the players, but the casinos. Less people are going to play if they know how to pay tax.
Well, I, for one, am glad that gamblers have to pay for the Iran war. I mean, that's great. I mean, I'm sure we all really enjoy that.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's going to be a big issue if nothing gets changed.
It's insane.
With knowing that, is there anything poker players could be doing now, should be doing now, to be looking ahead for maybe a worst case scenario?
No, I mean, other than paying maybe estimated taxes on their winnings, I mean, we're always a proponent to doing that, but you always have to keep better records of your losses. I mean, a lot of our players, we kind of teach to keep good records. And I think it's more apt too, because you're going to have to track your losses.
Yeah.
And if you only get paid tax on 10% of your gross, you better make sure you keep all your expenses and all your receipts.
That's what I was about to harp on, because when I first started, doing taxes with you a long time ago, that was a wake up call for me. Was like, oh, I can make these deductions if I'm a professional poker player.
Sure.
I need to be keeping track of how many miles I travel back and forth to the poker room and
meals and massages and tips and all your buy-ins and cash game losses and people you back and each way.
That was going to be my question for you: is what's the maybe most surprising thing that as a poker player who hasn't been super tracking their maybe they're a circuit traveler, maybe not, but what's the most surprising thing that you think someone could write off? I don't know if that's the right word, but deduct or kind of keep track of.
Well, it's it's a business. So you follow as a professional. It's a business, so you can take all your travel, all your meals, your cell phone, your rents when you're renting a house, because if you travel wherever to play, or you stay in a hotel, but if you rent a house or whatever to stay in, that's deductible because it's an office.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more expenses, obviously, the pro can take than the amateur. They can take all that the amateur can't.
Yeah.
But a lot of the pros, once the IRS says, hey, you're a Schedule C, you're a business, every business deduction a normal business can take.
Yeah. I feel like record keeping even more important than ever because it's sort of like if you've been lazy about it in the past and you're sort of like, well, I'll deduct my losses, whatever. I mean, this is the year where it's like.
Correct. It was like, I won 100K, I lost 100K, just zeroed out. But now, if you win a lot more, and you have my buy-ins are only 90,000, you better make sure you have the other 10,000 to go. I'm going to need every deduction I can get.
That 10,000 of massages, you got to be deducting that.
No, I thought it was. Is it not 90% losses plus deductions?
It's 90% of. It's 90% of all. We understand it's 90% of all your expenses.
I understand all your expenses.
So, which would include, your buy-ins, your travel. No matter what, you're going to pay 10%.
Damn,
sick.
I did see.
Sick.
Great.
Really cool stuff.
But I understand. I mean, it also affects your state filing too. Because sometimes they grow off of federal income, some states or whatever. So it's
sure,
but it's going to affect, even the small, the little old lady who plays the slots who wins 50, 100,000. They're not going to have to show income, which might affect their Social Security benefits.
Oh yeah,
their Medicare premiums. I don't think the person who put in the bill didn't realize all the trickling down effects this has. It's casinos
so
too. If people aren't, people are not going to play. Maybe the older people, still play, but maybe not as much. They got to pay 10%.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw Dana White, the president of the UFC, send a letter to Trump and say, we got to fix this. So I feel like we knew from the start that this was a big deal. And obviously we've been talking about it in our industry a lot because it affects everyone. But hopefully he is the start of more high profile people being like, this doesn't make any sense for consumers or whoever. I mean, I don't think the casinos like it. I don't think anyone likes it.
Even Trump, came here and said Vegas, let's not tax the tips because we know it helps the Vegas economy.
Yeah.
But
this
bill
way worse.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Way
not
worse.
Close.
Way worse.
Not close. I mean, I thought when we did a lot of tax returns this year, we'd see a lot of people with tips and overtime. We didn't see as many as we thought. But this is so much more far-reaching than that. It affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
And whatever the IRS budgeted that they were going to come in from this revenue, I think it's vastly understated.
Sure.
It's going to affect every return that we do.
Yeah, that's wild. And
sports bettor is the same thing. It affects all sports bettors.
And it's just theft. It's legal theft, basically. I mean, they're just stealing money from us. It makes no sense.
They had to get some money. It made 0 sense once we saw it. We went, wow, that's going to be replaced right away.
I assume it was to target sports bettors or kind of professional sports bettors maybe from the outset, but
I think it was just kind of thrown in last minute, right?
Yeah,
it was literally just last minute.
And if you look at the bill, it's one line.
Yeah, it's insane.
So we're going to, our phone rings off the hook. We're trying to give as much guidance as we can. We're trying as much as we can to get it, repealed.
It's crazy.
And we're talking to a lot of people, but as I said, time will tell. It's still kind of early. You asked what to do. It's still only May. We still got, I think it's going to be repealed. Dana White, helps a lot with that, writing that letter.
Yeah, sure.
But my point is right now, it's still kind of early to make major changes in whatever you do, in my opinion.
Yeah. Never thought I'd say thank God for Dana White.
No, I swear to God, I was like, man, I guess I got to forgive him for all the atrocities committed in every other fucking arena.
I think you hit the nail on the head there in some regard, because as I spoke with Dina Titus, she did highlight that in the legislative cycle, more stuff gets done towards the end of the year, not during the middle. So that she was hopeful that there might be a stronger push later in 2026. And we'll have to wait and see. Obviously the 2026 World Series of Poker is just getting underway.
Sure.
Players are going to be spending money, playing buy-ins without that knowledge. So, regardless if this law gets overturned or not, you guys are going to be doing tax returns next year.
Sure.
I'll be doing mine. One of the things I want to highlight to viewers too, because I've always said, like, if you need your taxes done, especially if you're involved in the poker world, that Kondler and Associates is the place to go, because your knowledge is second to none. And I'm comparing this to my old accountant back in small town Wisconsin, right? Like, he had no concept of what you can write off, things like that. And what's really impressed me is I was living in Wisconsin, won a bracelet here, have had big scores in Iowa, et cetera, et cetera. You guys handle players from everywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be Las Vegas.
No, we handle everybody. We did every state return last year. We get a lot of returns from other players who say, "Can you look at this for me?" Because I don't think they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
A lot of CPA firms, even accountants, don't know the gambling, and we've seen some bizarre returns. But yes, we do our research. We're talking to the major proponents in gambling law and with the IRS, and we're trying to make more contacts with them every day. Yeah. So we kind of know a lot of people do. What the tax laws allow. Yeah. But the foreigners are also very much affected.
Sure.
Because they're subject to the 10%.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Foreigners.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. They're subject to the 10% as well?
Everybody. Because
they don't get it back ever?
Well, no, they can deduct 90% of their losses, like in Americans. Used to be 100%. We do so many foreign returns. Ray, I won 100,000. They took out 30,000.
But it's just for Europeans winning in America, correct?
Correct. They still are subject to the new law.
Wow. They're getting fucked too?
Yes.
Haha, Euros, take that.
I mean, but the people, it's from the countries that don't have the tax treaties.
Yeah.
Like Brazil and places like that.
Sure.
Like if you're from the UK and stuff, it's all exempt anyway.
Right.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was, okay.
It's not every foreign.
But still Brazil. Wow. That's a large chunk of players.
Exactly.
Wow. Gambling's so mainstream now. I would hope that more attention gets brought to this soon, because every influencer, every celebrity, everyone is, on rain bet all the freaking time, all doing all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like it's never been more mainstream, and the fact that people, it's only been growing and no one's talking about this beyond our little industry where,
sure.
We're more knowledgeable is kind of scary.
Well, look at Kalshi.
Yeah.
Insane.
And that's
another podcast just about prediction markets.
That's another whole tax situation.
I feel like, the whole Kalshi situation is so scary.
Look at New York and places like that who just started sports betting. Look at the money they're bringing in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these states have to realize, we got to legalize this, because look at the money. We put a commissioner in, just collect the money, and that's going to be more tax revenue, and more issues.
It just seems like they're trying to not trying, but it seems like overall, in the last 10 years, advertising, marketing, et cetera, it seems like they're trying to get kids hooked on gambling earlier and earlier and building a bigger tax base for that. It's pretty scary, right?
No. I mean, you can bet anywhere on your phone at any time of the day. So, I mean, it's, as I said, we're very busy. We're trying to keep up with all the legislation, but right now it's not any favorable to gamblers. They've always been anti-gambling anyway, tax-wise.
Yeah.
You win the main event, you win $8 million. You pay the tax. We know right what your loss is. You pay tax. Next year, you play every high roller, and you lose $5 million.
Yeah, you pay.
You can't deduct the $5 million.
The non-rollover thing
it's a business.
Bananas.
If you have any kind of e-commerce business, you have a profit in 1 year, pay tax. Next year, you have a loss. You can write off the loss.
Right.
Gambling, no.
Yeah,
that makes zero sense. And so they're always, my opinion, IRS is always against gamblers, and this made it worse. Mm-hmm. And it makes zero sense to us.
All right, fun question. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen someone try and write off?
Well, crazy. Yeah, I've seen a lot of weird ones. A lot of returns that we do, not crazy. They say I have 100,000 in buy-ins, but they have $500,000 in losses. They want to deduct the $400,000 loss on their tax return. Okay. Gamblers are, massages and things like that. Travel dogs and their training, that sits under the table. That's
my dog's outfit. That but I need that for traveling to poker tournaments.
We haven't really seen much crazy deductions because they're kind of limited.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe this year I'll be the crazy. I'll find something.
If I find one crazy one, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Mike's gonna start deducting his bongs or something.
Yeah.
I need that's important, man. That's part of my work.
Well, obviously, any kind of expense you need in your business, training and things like that are always deductible. But we haven't really seen much crazy ones. But if we come up with one, we'll let you know.
Okay, sounds
For
good.
those who might be watching or listening that might have questions or might be looking for somebody to do their taxes and want to reach out to you guys or contact you, what's the best way to do that? I know you probably got phone number, website, and I think you're going to be at the World Series this year.
We have a table at the World Series right outside registration for many, many years now.
I was going to say, if you haven't seen this man, then you haven't been at the World Series in the last 15 years.
We are there every day.
Yeah, you are.
Weekends and nights. And, we love what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, to us, it's not work. It's fun. All our community, all our players are good players. I mean, they're good. They're all great people. Some of them, but they're all unique in their way. KondlerCPA.com, or PokerCPA.com. That's the best place to get us. But as I said, we never charge for calls or emails or questions. So if they're down the World Series, come down, ask a question. We'd be glad to assist any way we can.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking time to join us on the show.
Pleasure.
And probably won't be the last time. Depending on how all this plays out, we might be talking to you again at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm always available. And hopefully you get some traction on this bill and we can talk some more. But it's a pleasure always being here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Okay, appreciate it.